The life and influence of Seneca. Seneca, full name Lucius Annaeus Seneca, was a prominent Roman philosopher, statesman, and playwright, born around 4 BCE in Corduba, modern-day Córdoba, Spain. He was raised in a wealthy, educated family which allowed him to study rhetoric and philosophy from a young age. His father, Seneca the Elder, was a well-known writer and teacher of rhetoric, ensuring that young Seneca was exposed to intellectual life from early on. Though he was born in Spain, Seneca moved to Rome as a child, where he would later rise to prominence as both a philosopher and a political figure. Seneca is most famous for his contributions to Stoicism, a school of philosophy that emphasizes rationality, self-control, and accepting the natural course of events without complaint. However, Seneca's life was filled with contradictions, as his personal actions didn't always align with the Stoic principles he preached. Early life and education. Seneca was known to be a sickly child, suffering from chronic illness, which may have shaped his later Stoic attitude towards suffering and adversity. He studied under several Stoic philosophers, who instilled in him a deep understanding of Stoicism, particularly the idea that virtue and wisdom are the greatest goods, and that external events, like wealth or hardship, are irrelevant to true happiness. Seneca's political career began in earnest under the rule of the Roman Emperor Caligula. Although he survived Caligula's reign, Seneca later fell out of favor under Emperor Claudius, accused of adultery with the emperor's niece, Julia Livilla. He was exiled to the island of Corsica in 41 CE, where he spent 8 years reflecting, writing, and deepening his Stoic philosophy. Return to power. Seneca's exile came to an end in 49 CE when Agrippina, the wife of Emperor Claudius, invited him back to tutor her son, Nero. This position marked the beginning of Seneca's rise to significant political power. As Nero's tutor and later advisor, Seneca wielded great influence over the young emperor. Initially, Nero's reign was marked by relative stability, and Seneca played a large role in keeping Nero's worst impulses in check. During this period, Seneca wrote some of his most famous philosophical works, including letters and essays on Stoicism. His writings focused on how to live a virtuous life in a world filled with suffering and uncertainty. One of his most famous maxims is, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote reflects Seneca's belief that time is our most valuable resource and that it should be spent wisely in the pursuit of virtue and wisdom. Despite his deep involvement in politics, Seneca remained a prolific writer. His Letters to Lucilius are a series of moral essays that explore the practical application of Stoicism to daily life. In these letters, Seneca emphasizes the importance of inner peace, moderation, and accepting the inevitable hardships of life with grace. Decline and death. As Nero grew older, his reign became increasingly tyrannical, and Seneca's influence over him waned. Seneca became wealthy during this time, which drew criticism, as many believed his luxurious lifestyle contradicted his Stoic teachings. One of Seneca's most famous teachings was, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Yet, his personal wealth and political machinations suggested a conflict between his ideals and his actions. In 65 CE, Seneca was implicated in the Pisonian conspiracy, a plot to assassinate Nero. Although it is unclear whether Seneca was truly involved, Nero ordered him to commit suicide. In true Stoic fashion, Seneca accepted his fate with calm dignity. He prepared for his death by opening his veins and calmly discussing philosophy with his friends as he bled to death. His death became legendary, embodying the Stoic ideal of facing adversity and death with tranquility and courage. Seneca's influence. Seneca's influence on both philosophy and literature is profound. His works on Stoicism continue to be studied and revered by scholars and thinkers alike. His emphasis on self-control, rationality, and the acceptance of life's challenges resonates with people even today. Many of his writings focus on the theme of preparing for death, which was a central concern of Stoicism. One of his most famous quotes is, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." This reflects his belief in the importance of living in the moment and appreciating the present, rather than worrying about the future. Seneca's philosophical writings were rediscovered during the Renaissance, and his ideas on virtue and ethics greatly influenced thinkers of the time. His thoughts on time, death, and the nature of happiness continue to be relevant in modern discussions of personal well-being, minimalism, and mindfulness. Though his personal life was marked by political intrigue and wealth, Seneca's legacy endures because of his Stoic teachings. His works have inspired a wide range of thinkers, from early Christian theologians to modern self-help authors. In his essays, plays, and letters, Seneca dealt with universal human concerns: how to live well, how to face hardship, and how to confront mortality. Famous maxims. Seneca left behind a rich trove of memorable maxims, many of which continue to inspire people today. Here are a few of his most famous. 1. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This quote encapsulates Seneca's belief that what we often consider luck is actually the result of careful preparation and readiness. 2. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca believed that hardships are opportunities for growth, both mentally and emotionally. His Stoicism taught that challenges are necessary for personal development. 3. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. For Seneca, happiness comes from living in the present moment and accepting life as it is, rather than constantly yearning for what might come. Seneca's philosophical contributions have stood the test of time, providing guidance on how to navigate life's inevitable challenges with wisdom, courage, and serenity. His writings continue to resonate with modern readers, offering timeless lessons on the art of living.